Alrighty, so hey guys, welcome to Shelby on Safari Cruelty-Free Gracefully collaboration event in which we are doing the unthinkable, combining animals, pop culture, and also, I'm hearing myself on double. Good Lord. Oh, that's terrifying.
I have it muted over on my end.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Jason, in the chat, can you tell me, are you hearing double of me? Please let us know. I love this. I love it. It wouldn't be a live stream without some craziness going on. It is not like a typical stream. There we go. Let's try. Should we try
doing multiple at the same time?
Oh, now I can't hear. Now I can't hear you.
That's okay.
I'll have one headphone in and one headphone out that way, yeah? Let's do this. All right.
Let's do it.
Take 5.
There we go. I'm sorry.
Ready, YouTube? Ready, Instagram? This is going to be great. All right. Welcome, everybody, to an amazing live stream already underway here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. I'm Shelby of Safari, joined by the one, the only, Cruelty-Free Gracefully. Tonight, we are going to be accomplishing something rather impressive, as well as technology stays in our favor. We are going to combine the worlds of makeup and Pokemon. I know, you heard that right, folks. e.l.f. Cosmetics has released a Game Up collection, and my buddy Grace knows what it means when it comes to being cruelty-free, some of the best makeup, skincare information. She's been my friend on my journey, and she's been the friend of many of you on your cruelty-free journey. And she thought, hey, this is a pretty rad collection. Let's combine our passions, because believe it or not, folks, Grace is equally a nerd at heart, just like myself. We are both Pokemon trainers that love animals, and I'm dabbling in the love of makeup, but thanks to Grace, we are doing that. So tonight, throughout tonight's intriguing journey, we are going to be doing just that, folks. Combining e.l.f., Pokemon, and along the way, you know I have some tricks up my sleeve. We're going to be doing some trivia, so I hope you're ready. Grace, are you ready to show us some e.l.f. cosmetic looks and talk Pokemon?
I'm so ready. And for anyone who's on Instagram that has no idea why we're kind of looking back and forth, Shelby's also live on YouTube, and she has a whole PowerPoint screen up over there. So if you go and want to simultaneously watch this or also enjoy more on YouTube or whatever.
Indeed. A PowerPoint slide with some fancy graphics that I created earlier. Well, folks, I see some of you guys in the chat here. If you're on the chat on Instagram, drop us a line. I swear I can multitask, contrary to what I've proven to you in the last couple minutes. So, Grace, I mean,
can you hear that?
I mentioned you are the go-to person when it comes to cruelty-free and makeup. You know, you have a few animal friends of your own. Do you want to tell us a bit about kind of your journey before we begin?
Sure. I actually have a small dog behind me right now. This is Pippa. She says hello. The rabbit is somewhere. I try not to let her or the other two in my studio because they like the wires, and the bunny community call it the spicy hay. It gives them a little zap. I like to think maybe that would turn her into a little Pokemon. I don't know. But about my journey, I started cruelty-free about 8 years ago, more officially when I first got my rabbit. And then I always kind of dabbled in it before. And then once you go, no pun intended, down the rabbit hole, you start to learn more and realize that it can kind of be a corrupt industry. And oh, speaking of, I'm sorry. Gave me a boop. It is Princess Pearl, everybody. Say hello.
Hey, there she is.
Yay. Say hi to YouTube. Hello, everybody. Princess
Pearl. The literal face of Leaping Bunny.
Yes. And just recently, we are now starting to work for Leaping Bunny and help represent them over there. They are the #1 accredited cruelty-free certification pretty much in the world. So I think that's really fabulous.
Yes, it is. And I'm so excited to see your journey because as you can see on my fancy PowerPoint presentation, Cruelty-Free Gracefully, it'd help if I could say your name right, not only has Instagram, but also TikTok, as well as Facebook, a website. She does it all, folks. And yeah, definitely give her a follow if you haven't already to stay up to date with her content and her journey. Now, I have to give a shout out, and she didn't know I was going to do this, so too bad. But one of my favorite pictures is actually on the slide for you folks on YouTube that can see it. She did one of the most amazing, and I'm not just being biased because, like, I'm your friend, but for Lupus Awareness Month, she really was vulnerable on social media, which not many people are, but she was really blunt about her journey with lupus, and I learned a lot. The only really thing I knew about lupus was on House, where they're like, it's lupus. No, it's not lupus. That was my only knowledge of lupus was House.
A lot of people say that.
Through your post, Grace, I learned so much about not only kind of you and your journey, but just lupus and being more knowledgeable as a human being. So guys, it's a great platform that she has and uses to share, but also her love of animals, which is how we met, was over the love of animals.
Yep.
Yes.
True.
What a fateful day that was all those years ago on an ancient platform called Clubhouse.
And I think it's just great to show how two niches can come together to save animals in two very vastly different ways, but also just to remind people that one person can make a difference, and two, there's so many different ways. It's not just working at a sanctuary or a nonprofit. It can be everyday items and how you choose to spend your dollar every day. Just like I say, your dollar is a vote. It can be in your career path. It can be in your hobbies. It can be how you relate it to games, or how you feel that animals have inspired pop culture. Anything. It's just, I think there's so many opportunities and such a broad range to connect with animals.
Yeah, too right. And I think, I remember when we were growing up, hearing when Pokemon was popular, and sorry, my chair is squeaky, that it's weird because, you technically battle Pokemon against each other, and people are like, oh, that's not going to be good for, like, animal welfare and stuff. But I don't know, like, I've never come across someone who loves Pokemon and is like, yeah, let's fight animals in real life. It's always, like, a greater appreciation, ironically.
I agree. I remember PETA came out with a whole thing on how it's going to, like, breed this generation of people who are into, like, animal fighting. And I've just never pictured it that way. It almost just made me love them even more. I mean, I know that they faint, and I've noticed that the newer games try to make it cuter and try to make it a little bit more, I think, kid-friendly, the way that happens during battles. And also, I think that they've changed how your rival and some of the people you battle react to it. Instead of like, oh, you stupid, whatever, you lost. It'll be more like, I have failed myself, or just like, all right, time for a rest, or like, you did a good job, but maybe we need a little bit more practice. And I do think that was a smart move on the gaming franchise, but I really don't think there's any link at all. And if anything, it makes people really interested in animals.
Yeah, and it's like the attitude, and now Pokemon has evolved over the years to be, the TCG, the card game, which I've recently been really getting into. I do have a few Pokemon cards behind me, and I used to have, a binder when I was little. But in Pokemon Go, today was Galarian Zigzagoon Day, which if you missed my video on that, be sure to check it out, because I talk about badgers, which are so cool. And I haven't really seen that many badgers here in the UK. I'm quite bummed. I might want to go out on an adventure and try to find a badger set. But anyways, it's just fantastic seeing how the brand has evolved over time. And actually, speaking of a brand, I'm going to skip past my shameless plug. Y'all know who I am. I like animals. Actually, I did put something cheeky on here just in case. Like Disney, we're watching. Because, like, I'd like to think that I'm the assistant to the Avengers. Like, I'd happily, like, organize, Avengers meetings. Like, I would prepare a PowerPoint ahead of time. Special. What? Maybe not an assistant? No? Your face is telling me no. Would I lead the Avengers? Cap's gone back in time. Spoilers. I could lead the Avengers. Iron Man's dead. Like, who's going to lead them? Who better than a Pokemon biologist? Am I right? No. It's just wishful dreaming. Yes. Anyways, so e.l.f. Let's talk e.l.f. before we go into Paldean Pokemon and discuss more of the exciting things coming to the Pokemon franchise. Because the main reason why we brought you guys here tonight, apart from just us having fun and catching up and talking makeup and Pokemon, is e.l.f. e.l.f. Cosmetics have brought in a cool collection. Now, Grace, as a cruelty-free person, I know e.l.f. is often seen as a nice diving platform, one should say, into the world, the pool that is cruelty-free. What are some of the aspects of someone who's maybe wanting to go on a cruelty-free journey that e.l.f. can bring and help them along their way?
Sure. I mean, e.l.f. is kind of one of like the OGs of cruelty-free. I think that they're one of the first brands you see when you're in the drugstore and looking for makeup. You're looking for something quickly, or you just aren't really into a full face or expensive makeup. You see very clearly in their branding that it says cruelty-free and vegan. It makes you kind of stop and think, I never thought about my products, or that's cool that they're doing that. I think that's really great. They really dared to be cruelty-free at a time that I don't think that it was. No one really branded it. Even if it was happening, it wasn't the main part of their branding. They're very brilliant in their branding. If you're into stocks, I highly suggest that you look into their stock. It is skyrocketing. The company is really incredible with how they have managed to keep their products alive, keep everything vegan, keep everything affordable. And I really appreciate that they're even trying to go a step above and create things more sustainably, less packaging if they can, a little bit less plastic. Is it a sustainable brand by any means? I wouldn't say so, but it is at least trying. And something that not a lot of people know is that e.l.f. is actually now a parent company, and they own Keys Soul Care, which is Alicia Keys' new celebrity skincare line. And they also just bought out Well People. So now they're kind of branching into slightly more luxury brands, which I think will give them more leeway to keep certain things, and they're all cruelty-free. I don't believe Keys Soul Care is vegan, but all of Well People is also vegan. These are a little bit more expensive formulations, and then you kind of have your drugstore basics with e.l.f. And you also have so many cult favorites that even makeup artists use, like their putty primer. You have some of their mascaras that people absolutely adore. You have, if you're just starting out with brushes, they're all vegan synthetic brushes, which I think is amazing. A lot of my brushes I continue to use today are from e.l.f. And I'm trying to think, their Camo Concealer. I think that's what you use, Shelby, right?
Oh yeah. I was going to say, spoilers for the end when we're going to share our top 3 products. That one is on the top 3 list. That is for sure.
Absolutely. And it's also available in the US, Canada, and it's also widely available in the UK, which was another reason we thought that this collab is perfect, you being in the UK, was that it was actually a brand that we could both have available to us, because a lot of brands are more US bound. So yeah, we want to also talk about accessibility.
Yes, and e.l.f. Folks, both on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Tiff, it's nice to see you, and thank you. It's nice for us to be able to find ways for us to collab indeed. It is time now for trivia. Yes, it wouldn't be live without some trivia, guys. You didn't think we were going to let you just sit there and watch us. No, you got to interact. So what does e.l.f. stand for, folks? Eyes, lips, face? Everyone loves freebies? Or everlasting fun? What do you think? Let us know, both on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So A, eyes, lips, and face, or B, everyone loves freebies, or C, everlasting fun.
Knowing the answer, I just want to know what went through your head thinking of the other options.
I pondered long and hard about the alternative ones, I will say. Okay.
Your lists are very good.
I was really hoping someone was going to fall for the trick. Yes, indeed, everybody so far has said A, eyes, lips, and face, which is really great to see. Alice says she loves e.l.f. And in fact, I bet Alice was the one on YouTube. I put up a poll if they've used e.l.f. cosmetics before.
Amazing.
I bet you have. I do love a good e.l.f. cosmetic. And that's what Grace just said, guys, is it is available around the world, at least in the UK, US, and Canada, which is really nice. And yeah, so another another quick question for you folks, both on YouTube as well as Instagram. Which brand is older, Pokemon or e.l.f? Which one do you think is older? They've been around for some time. I feel like, Grace, you may know the answer to this one. e.l.f. is wearing their liquid blush today. Oh, very nice, very nice. Funny you mentioned blush. Grace gave me a tutorial, and I might still have some on my hand of another brand. Yeah, shameless plug for Freck, another cruelty-free brand. But let's see, Pokemon. All right, what about you on Instagram? Pokemon as well? Indeed, folks, Pokemon is older as a brand. Pokemon was founded back in 1996. Woo! I don't know about you, but I'm feeling old. That's not my chair creaking, it's my knees. But I want to give a shout out to e.l.f. because they were founded in 2004 in my neck of the woods in California by a father and son duo, actually. And like you said, Grace, they've been expanding ever since with Well People and the Alicia Keys brand now. They've been really taking steps forward. And I did notice, actually, with regards to e.l.f.'s packaging with some of this stuff in my previous purchase box, they've been reducing some of the packaging for like the lipsticks, which is really good to see. So making those baby steps, which is key indeed. So yes, folks, I think it is time to see some products because Grace used this opportunity to share with us some Game Up products. I did place an order, but unfortunately mine didn't come in time. I wanted a pretty snazzy purple eyeshadow because I love wearing purple on my eyes. I don't know why, I just do. Residual
because
habit.
Of Rapunzel. It's because of Rapunzel.
Maybe.
Stop it. You know exactly why.
Maybe. Well, I do have green eyes, so apparently wearing purple helps make the green eyes pop. Is that true?
Purple is the opposite on the color wheel from yellow, so a lot of times green has flecks of yellow in it, so it's going to have that contrast to it.
Okay. Yeah, so that's why. That's the scientific reason why. But what are some of the e.l.f. Game Up products that you have? I have a spoiler on the PowerPoint here. That's the purple eyeshadow that's coming my way. But what else do you got for us?
Ooh, okay, so show me that eyeshadow, because I think I have that one. So you got these kind of pot eyeshadows. So I got the blue.
Yeah.
The other thing I think e.l.f. is really great for is if you're like, I kind of want to try something fun, but I'm not very adventurous with color. I know I'm this way. I stick with neutrals for everything. So this is a very strange collection for me to try. And I'm also going to show you guys some ways to do pops of color if you're not into like a rainbow eye. And they have lots of very easy pots. You just kind of put your finger in it, can run it along. That looks very in right now. It's also really great for things like Halloween or costumes or whenever you want to play or getting into makeup, trial and error. I think it's a great brand to try with because it is so inexpensive, but it is still a good formulation. These are like for winged eyeliner. So I got a blue and I got a black to play with it. So you can dip it in the pot and you're just going to take a really thin, something like a thin eyebrow brush like that. And you can kind of draw on your wing instead of in like a pen. And then it seems like cream shadows, like stick shadows are all the rage right now. We're seeing a lot of releases of those. So I got kind of like two fun colors. The other thing you're seeing is a lot of graphic eyes. So if you think of kind of like a 60s trend, like with your wing and then adding like on top or making like a funky shape or kind of drawing around the black line or adding like another pop, or if you want to go underneath the lash line, you're seeing a lot of that being really in right now. Or you're seeing like a really subtle brown and then just like a pop of like yellow on the inside. And then I wanted to get like this was like one of their top colors. It's like a rose gold pinky color. So it's just really good on the go. Just kind of throw it on, tap it out, go out the door. So it was like, I need some kind of neutral color.
I just put in a poll on YouTube, bold colors or neutral colors?
Neutral.
You're not the only one. So far, 100% for neutral.
Yeah, but there's fun ways to do it. I think it's also fun. So this is their little Game Up collection. Am I going to use these colors every day? No. Am I ever going to hit pan on any of these? Probably not. Someone stop me if I am. But other ways are just doing it in the inner corner, just a little like dot of yellow, we're seeing a lot of that, little bits of blue, we're seeing a lot of pastels. Euphoria brought that trend forward a lot. It's all about just having fun. Just having fun. There's also ways that you can use them as a little bit of a highlighter. Use them other ways. Don't feel like you're just have to use it one way. Going just underneath. So if you want a very neutral eye and then just put a little bit of like a bright blue, a bright orange, a bright yellow right under the lash line, it's a way to get like a subtle pop of color for funsies. And then it was just too cute not to get. The packaging is really cute. I like that they had some new brushes. I actually really find a lot of their makeup brushes really stellar. This kind of funky heart shape, like for health. I like that they stuck with the theme. And then these little crystals that look like a little Pac-Man. And I think we're going to try these. I've never put sparkles on my face, but I found a link to how I think it connects to Pokemon. So once we start applying with our new terraforms, I think I'm going to terraform myself when I add a little crystal accessory.
Are you going to change your type when you terraform and have a new Terra type?
Ooh, I think we have to explain that first. I think that's going to be a very new concept for Pokemon and very a little bit complicated. But some change types, some don't. I think it would be more cool. I don't want to just be like a normal type that terraforms into another normal type like some of the EVs apparently will be.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Terra type is a hot contested debate, and I can't wait to go through. So do you mind, as you're applying some of the e.l.f. makeup and doing your bold colors, we can talk some Paldean Pokemon?
Absolutely. Can we talk about how this region is Spain and I'm loving it?
Yeah, in fact, Grace, I got a pretty snazzy map for you here and for you guys over on YouTube. Here we go, folks. This is the map of the Paldea region, the new region introduced to us in Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet, hitting our Nintendo Switches November 18th, 2022. Just in time for Thanksgiving. I can bet you I'm going to be making Thanksgiving dinner whilst playing this game. I don't know how
I'm going to be sick on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh dear. I'll get a takeaway meal and pretend like I made it. But no, here is the Paldea region. And like Grace said, it does definitely seem to be based on the area of Spain. Definitely some Spanish influence, which is exciting in both, the way that people dress and as well as some of the Pokemon as well. And this beautiful map here, I do love a map. And actually, Grace, a little tidbit, and for those of you watching on YouTube, I get distracted easily. But I got really excited about a map. And the other day, I was talking with my crazy husband, who, by the way, shout out to him. He just did a half Iron Man. And I can't say Iron Man because then he'd get mad that I said an Iron Man and not the half Iron Man. But it's still a bloody Iron Man. Well done. But we were chatting and I got so excited. He was like, why are you so excited about a map? And I realized it was my father, whenever we were in the car, I would always be the map girl. And for those of you that are too young to remember, like, print out maps, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
But you literally had like a book or it was like a foldable map. And he would hand that to me. And I was like 6, 7. He's like, okay, tell me how to get to this point. And so I was the navigator. I was like, turn left at the next light. I didn't talk like that, but and I think this love of map. Yeah, okay, fine. Maybe I did sometimes. But this love of map continued. And when I do creative writing in school, I wouldn't actually write. I would first build the world and draw the map and then write the story. Is that weird?
As a filmmaker, no. As a regular human, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. And I know a couple of my friends like Rita. I know Rita likes maps too. So Rita, did you ever draw maps? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, here's the beautiful map. And you guys can see so many different regions. Although I gotta say, Grace, that area in the middle looks pretty sketchy, I would say.
Something you can travel into? The layout itself reminds me a lot of X and Y. With kind of this Paris in the middle with the Eiffel Tower, but rather than being the main beautiful city, we have something very daunting looking. Is this going to be kind of like the top of the mountain in Arceus, where we have kind of this clouds, this unknown region until we kind of get through the clouds? I don't know. Is it something we can actually play in? I don't know. And I'm
the
also
final test.
the big
on
boss
whatever
is somewhere in
you
there.
go to. Yeah, I don't know. It does look a bit sketchy, folks. That region, that is for sure. But interesting with this region, Grace, I don't know if you know, but this is open world. They've really been plugging the fact that we can go not just like to one gym, then another gym, and then another, like the, original games. But you can literally choose your path and go, either do the gyms or collect all the Pokemon or do another, I think it's the treasure hunt. And I'd be keen as a player who started with Red and Blue all those years ago, like they like to remind us back in the 90s. How do you feel about that open world aspect? And you guys in the chat on Instagram and YouTube, let us know. Are you excited for this open world of not being confined to strict storylines, or does that help you complete the game? Your thoughts?
I love the open world concept. It scared me a lot. And I think you remember when I first started Arceus, I was like, I don't think I like this game. I was like, I'm really scared of these alpha Pokemon. I'm scared of like not really knowing where I'm going and what the next step is, because after a while, Pokemon is just so methodical. There's always, the same thing. There's always the gym and then this, and then everyone kind of has their, I always go to the nurse's station first. I always go to the gym last. I talk to everybody first. I go through whatever tower or ship or graveyard I need to go through, whatever canyon. But what I'd really like to know, I'm excited to see gyms back. I'm excited to see a health station back rather than just going into a tent. I'm hoping that they keep letting us have some kind of crafting. I've actually really liked that in Arceus. Being able to go in my bag rather than always have to go buy Pokeballs, is that I can make some kind of materials. Maybe there's like a really amazing ball that I can buy at the stores, but I hope to be able to still craft with materials that I find. I have a lot of fun foraging, and I like to get money that way too. It's just something I continue to do.
Gotta pay the bills somehow.
That's right. You gotta get those extra pockets in your bag. What I'm interested to see is there some kind of algorithm in the game that, depending on how you level up, will the gyms kind of manipulate around that? Because I'd be scared to go into a gym where I'm first starting out with like a grass type, just to find out that the first gym is fire types, and I'm like a level 17 and they're all level 25s, and there's like 3 of them I gotta battle. Does it adjust to how far along you are in the game? Does it not? I also don't want to be like, I'm the type of person that'll wait till I'm like a level 80 something to go into a gym when they're like a level 50, and then it's too easy. There's no strategy now. So I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think I'm excited, and I'm not the only one who's excited in true fashion.
Oh, hello, beautiful.
Camo has decided, because he knew Auntie Alice was on. Tammy says hi because it's getting close to his dinner time. Roughly about an hour before 9 p.m., Tamatoa likes to tell us that it's dinner time. And I say, no, dinner time is at 9 p.m., Tammy. Yes, I will be with you shortly. I'm looking forward to open world. I think it's a bold choice, and I appreciate that they're trying new stuff, not sticking to the same formula. I was a big fan of Arceus, in which, by the way, I like that we both say Arceus. I know that variety of different people call it different names. And what I find amusing is that it's a fictional name. So, like, calm down about how we pronounce it. Anyways, but yes, I think it's going to be cool. The one thing I hope that they do is keep the Pokedex challenge. I know it's a topic of sore debate for both of us at the moment with Arceus of completing the Pokedex, but the level, it wasn't just one and done. You had to catch, you have to battle, you have to do like various different things. I really liked that. Maybe it was because it felt like we were learning about Pokemon because it was, in the early times we had traveled back in time. And so I imagine that was how it is in the early days. Just like, when we were learning about animals in our world, you couldn't just look at it once. You had to look and observe over many different times and many different seasons and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to it, but I too am cautious about the gym battle aspect. I'm very curious to see the game mechanics with that one. Speaking of game mechanics, folks, there is one other aspect of the game mechanic that is always talked about, and as should be talked about. It's a very important decision, one decision that every trainer must undertake. And friends, on Instagram as well as on YouTube, and whether you're watching live or on the replay, do let us know. This is the main topic, main question for you guys tonight. What starter are you going to go for? Or if you're still debating about paying the mortgage payment to get the new Pokemon game, which one would you want to get? Or want to wait until they come to Pokemon Go in? We have Quaxley, Sprigatito, and then Fuecoco. So Rita's going for the leaf one. Sprigatito, I don't blame you. I'm always up for a cat. I never go for grass types, so this is a bit different for me. I mean, I do have love for JJ Pascal, who's back there, who's my Bulbasaur. But Sprigatito, no-brainer for this crazy cat lady. Grace, are you thinking Quaxley, Fuecoco, or Sprigatito as well?
I was thinking Sprigatito. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, there's like a lot of G's and a lot of T's and a lot of I's, which made me think of like Italy at first. I was thinking we were going towards more Italian influence with Sprigatito.
Well, in Spanish, any ito or ita means like little. So if you say princess, princesita, princesito, you'll add it. So like my dad's name is Carlos. So when his mom sees him, she'll go, "Oh, Carlito," like little Carlos. So I just think it's really adorable. Of course, Fue or Fuego is fire, which would make sense for the fire type Pokemon. I have no idea about Quaxley. It doesn't seem like anything. It makes me think of Quixote.
That's what that was.
Quaxley, like Quixote. I think of like Don Quixote as like the Spanish tale. It'll be interesting to see if they add any windmills for that old tale, if you're a history buff. You should know that one, Shelby. I don't know. They're all ugly.
Ooh, tough crowd.
I don't know.
I'm looking forward to seeing their final evolutions because I've been disappointed so many times with Pokemon and then their final evolution just really disappointing me. Like Litten. I gotta say, I was gonna get Litten, but then I just didn't like its evolved form in the Alola region, which is my favorite game. Like, I'm not bashing on Alola, but yeah, I went for Poplio in the end with that one.
I think the cat Pokemon need a redemption.
Yes,
we've got things like Purugly, Litten. You know, we need like a badass cat.
Yeah,
like cute at first and then really cool
on its back hind legs. Like I want it still like in cute cat form, but just evolved.
Like Persian. Wow. Persian was a good design from Meowth, kind of goofy, very regal. But does it have a secondary type, or are they all just going to be just water, fire, grass?
Ooh,
or do we not know yet?
We don't know. We don't know their final evolution because like Mudkip was water and then it became water and ground as it evolved.
That's true. So I wonder. I love when they have another type like a fire fighting, or if it was like grass electric or something cool like that. I'm not sure. It almost looks with the pink eyes make me think, could it be like a grass fairy?
Ooh,
that would be kind of cool.
I would like that. I don't know, Rita, would you like a grass fairy type? I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
I don't think we've never had a starter that had a dual fairy type.
Ooh, I don't think
that would be very cool.
That's a trivia question. You know, let us know in the comments. But I agree, Grace. I don't think we've had a starter have a fairy. Oh, that would be exciting. A new type combination. And as Grace mentioned, I don't have a picture of it, but the new terrestrialized form. So, you know, in the past, we've had Mega Evolution, we've had G-Max, Gigantamax. We've had, Z moves. Each kind of region, the new region, seems to have a special attribute that you can then bring to the battle. And with Paldea, it seems that they become crystals, or they have a crystallized form, which I think I'm going to have to do a Shelby on Safari video for, of terrestrializing in real life. But apparently, Quaxley has like a chandelier on its head. Sprigatito has flowers, which is cute. And Fuecoco, what did Fuecoco have? I forgot in the trailer. But yeah, they have like a hardened, crystallized body over themselves. And we don't know if it lasts for the entire battle, or does it last for only a couple moves, like with Mega Evolution. But what it does say in the trailer is that it can either change their typing or boost kind of the moves of that Pokemon as well. So I imagine Sprigatito would be a grass type and would boost the grass type moves. So Terrestrialize is the new thing coming. I have mixed feelings about it, and I will wait to reserve full judgment until I play the game. But I'm not terribly impressed. But we will see. I'm just excited to have another Pokemon game.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a way to sell jewelry. It looks very like those Swarovski crystal collectibles that people buy of like animals or flowers. It looks identical to that. So I'm like, is this a way to get money? I don't know. I feel some kind of jewelry pendant collaboration coming on for the crystallized versions, because they look just like, they even have like the edges the way that you would saw a stone.
Or a Pandora bracelet.
Oh,
Yes, I agree. I think it feels like a shameless plug coming with that one. Or if it's not Pokemon, Grace gets half the cut for that collaboration. That is for sure. Nice to see you, Lucky LD. Thank you for joining the chat. No worries about being late. And guys, just like Lucky LD did, just let us know in the comments if you're joining us, if you have decided if you're going to get e.l.f. game up, or maybe even Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet coming later on this year. So guys, if you're just joining us, lovely Grace from Cruelty-Free Gracefully is applying some of the e.l.f. Cosmetics game up products that recently came in the post to her. And we are discussing the combined world of e.l.f. as well as Pokemon in the excitement leading up to Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet coming to our Switches later this year. So the Game Up collection certainly is nice and vibrant and colorful. Grace, you showed us some of the cool stick products like the yellow and the green. And look at that color palette, folks. I'm going to do it here on Instagram.
Going over to YouTube.
Fabulous.
Yeah, why don't we do a little swatch?
Yeah, let's see the swatches. And yes, folks, in case you're wondering on YouTube why I don't have good eye contact, it's because you guys are here, but then Instagram's up there. We're doing it live on both Instagram and YouTube. And thank you guys for your patience as we sorted out the technical stuff, but we're here now and we are ready to go. And be sure to hit that like button if you're watching over on YouTube, and that helps us out a lot. And actually, Grace does have a YouTube channel, by the way, folks. If you haven't checked her out already, Cruelty-Free Gracefully, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all that jazz. But soon you'll be seeing her and Pearl on the face of Leaping Bunny. And she has some cool bits and bobs over there, which is super exciting. And we're eagerly awaiting seeing this swatch of colors that are available in e.l.f. Cosmetics Game Up. Look at that. Woo! That is bold and colorful.
And then over on YouTube. I twisted it weird. I will say
someone to vote for bold colors over on the YouTube.
Oh, look at that.
Chat. But
that was all of the shimmer shades. They actually don't come out as neon as I thought they were, but I actually kind of like that. So they're actually a little bit more subtle than you would think. These are really good to almost put like a matte down and then add a little shimmer on top. It's very buildable. You can keep layering on for more kind of that metallic look if you want. Sorry, I have like one eye and then not on the other. Let me do the mattes really quickly. Let's see. Mattes I think are always really tricky to do right. But after e.l.f. did their little like bite-sized quads, they really found a great formula. I'm interested to see if it's the same. So let's see.
Ooh, let's see. So I'm popping in over on YouTube which starter are you going to choose? Because I'm keen to see what people go for. Because I feel like it tells you a lot about a person. Just like what of the 3 original starters you would choose. Tell me a lot about the type of person you are. Very similar to Gryffindor, Slytherin, all that kind of jazz. Oh, hey Jamie, nice to see you. I have not seen you on one of the lives. How exciting. Welcome, my friend. So as a recap, as Grace is getting ready, we're talking Pokemon of the Paldea region while we explore e.l.f. Cosmetics Game Up collection. So we just saw some swatches of some nice bold colors. Look at that shimmer.
So here's the shimmer. Here's the matte.
Oh, that's stunning.
And then over here, here's the matte. So I've got my liner that I'm doing. I've got it like this. And then here's your shimmer. Here's your matte.
Oh, so cool. And so cool. It does get everywhere. I can imagine as like a makeup person who does, pretty pictures of the makeup that you get as well as, try it on. You probably get quite messy.
I get very messy, and it's even worse when I do something like my mom owns a boutique, and every once in a while she's like, can you come help me with this? And I'll go in and I have just like swatches everywhere. I have more fun, I think, swatching it and photographing it than I do applying it half the time. It's just fun to feel the formulas and see how they work and what does it feel like? I don't know. I'm very hands. It's like a Play-Doh for a kid. I don't know.
And how does it last? Like, I know in Florida, you really put it through the ringer in terms of
gosh,
not quite as hot as in California. California, I can't even say my own state. California. Hey, Dakota.
California.
Got your shout out. Only took me a couple times. Play-Doh, that's right, JB. Do you have Play-Doh, right? Oh God, what's the British equivalent? Alice, quick, help! What's the British equivalent of Play-Doh?
That was Pippa's answer.
God, what is it? It's
why can't they just call it Play-Doh? Goodness gracious!
I feel like they have another name for it here.
You hate us that much? You can't say the English term? I mean, I get that we suck, but come on.
This is going to be really embarrassing if Play-Doh. British is Play-Doh. Oh, well, yeah. Thanks, Jamie. You could have pretended for my sake that you British people had another word for it. Like, I don't know, play clay. Yeah, I'm not going down there. That's it.
Play clay.
Yeah, play clay. Oh, man. All right, folks. Well, I'm excited to see what legendary you choose what starter you choose.
All
but
right.
My more important thing that I'm excited to hear from, and Jamie, Lucky L, let me know what you guys think about this as well, is with these guys, the legendaries. One thing that really stood out to me in the latest Pokemon Presents trailer, other than Paldean Wooper, which, by the way, I have a couple questions on. And I did a video. My video last night was on Paldean Wooper. It was a bit different for a Shelby on Safari video, but you can ride the legendaries around Paldea? What? So many questions. Do we get the legendaries early on in the game to then for us to be able to ride around and explore the Paldea region? Or do we have to get to a certain point in the story and then get the ability to ride Pokemon around? And it seems like you can ride in the water, you can ride in the air, you can ride on the land, or I don't know, the mechanics of it. What are your thoughts, Grace? I mean, I know in Arceus we had the kind of guardians, the Stantler, the Braviary, and you'd unlock them as you go. But this just seems nuts.
I much prefer having one Pokemon that can kind of transform different ways. I will say I really only use my Stantler during time-space distortions, and then my Braviary. I don't really use anything else. I use my Basculegion sometimes too. I find the Ursa Ring completely pointless. I never use it. I hate it. It's a pain when I accidentally click on it. When I'm in the middle of like flying to this, to that, I like to live on the edge and just like have one Pokemon jump off something and become another one all the time. And I've died quite a few times from trying to do that. But can we talk? Did you see the video footage of them both with these like these bicycle rings that they turn into, but only the violet one do they spin, and on the red one his feet just wiggle. You know, like when you hold a dog above a pool of water on YouTube, or a cat, and they like kind of like wiggle their feet.
Yeah.
And the wheels don't move. It's the strangest. I hope they fix that, because I'm like, for something so cool looking, and then he just sits
have that
with his little feet and the wheels don't move. Like, it's really weird.
That does seem very peculiar.
It's very odd. Very odd.
Yeah. To be fair, some of the graphics of the trailer, I feel like it's a Marvel like property where they're still working on it. Like the gameplay footage hasn't actually like caught up. Official Leah Patrick does say, "Oh, thank you for the blessings. That you've seen that too. LOL. Yeah, it is a bit funny. So I'm curious to see. And folks in the chat, do let us know what your thoughts are, and also which one you're going to go for, because it depends what game you get: Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet. Do you get Koraidon or Miraidon? Yeah, they have some fun names this time. I know I said it wrong. But yeah, which one are you going to go for? Definitely one looks more primeval, ancient times, and then one's more of the futuristic vibe. Not sure. What do you guys think?
I'm most interested to learn, like, when do you get them in the game? I mean, in Arceus, we kind of had certain ones at a different time, which I liked. So I don't know if it's something like you get this person as your partner in the beginning and they slowly learn different skills, maybe, or as you conquer certain things. But it can't be by gyms because there's different quests. So it'll be interesting to see. I kind of liked not being able to fly. I think I would have missed a lot of places by flying too early in Arceus, and having to encounter certain Pokemon that I was scared of. And now I'm like, yeah, well, I can just fly over them. I think Arceus really forces you to engage in the world, which I really appreciate. Just like with our Pokedex and everything, it forced me to use Pokemon that I probably wouldn't. Obama Snow, I never wanted to use him, and he's actually pretty good. I've enjoyed using him. I've used different moves that I would never use normally. I tend to like the same exact moves, and it really forced me to enjoy more bits. So it'll be interesting to see if this game does that too. Montessori learning is amazing.
Oh.
Yes, that school, if you have one of those schools in your area, it's very cool. I just stopped using those AirPods. Gave me headaches. Yes, they're not very fun.
Yeah, I had my snazzy game headphones on, my editing headphones, and alas, they didn't turn out. So yeah, the legendaries, definitely interesting. Looking forward to seeing the mechanics of the ride Pokemon, that is for sure. But they aren't the only ones that we get. Before we meet some of the new Paldean Pokemon and get your guys' vibes on how they are and how cute they are, I'd be curious to see what your guys' thoughts. And on the chat, both on YouTube as well as Instagram, feel free to answer the question here. Another trivia question. Which of the following are not an actual Pokemon game? Is it A, Red and Blue, B, Gold and Silver, or C, Teal and Burgundy? I thought I'd pop in a color question, seeing as Grace is putting on some pops of color here. I expect nonetheless.
We're getting there. I'm still scared.
Still scared for the pop of color. Oh,
still
it's
a
so
little nervous.
exciting though. It's only us, Grace.
I'm trying to clean up this cat eye. I'm trying to go for a little more of that siren eye trend. I don't know if it's working out so well on my eye shape, but we're getting there.
You're getting there. It's all good. All right. So Jason, our buddy Jason, says Teal and Burgundy. Jamie as well thinks it's C, Teal and Burgundy. Lucky L also goes with C. Indeed, it is Teal and Burgundy. Red and Blue, of course, were the OG, the original game, shortly followed by Yellow, with good old Charizard on the red, and then Blastoise on the blue version, back with the good old Game Boy. Oh, I loved my Game Boy. It was fabulous. And Gold.
You don't still have it?
Not the original one. No, it died long ago, I'm afraid.
Oh, the original one. I had the really ugly mustard yellow one. I have no idea what happened to it. I miss it terribly. And then my
never
color.
forget your first Game Boy.
Hopefully you don't forget any of them.
That's true. That's true. But yes, hello? Sorry, it's getting close to dinner time for the cats and they're getting a bit grumpy. But I'm sure you folks at home expect nonetheless for a live stream. Which, by the way, if you're just joining us, welcome. I'm joined by CrueltyFreeGracefully, who's just gracefully drawn your camera.
For like the 10th time. One of these days.
Oh, brilliant timing.
This new setup. It is my husband's fault for changing my whole office studio because he has to work from home. And it has thrown me off my groove.
It's fine.
Dude,
you're amongst
threw
friends.
off my groove.
No, Emperor's New Groove. I know not everybody appreciates that movie. But
who doesn't appreciate that movie?
I'm not going to say any names, but I know someone in the chat and on the live stream may not appreciate it as much as others. Actually, hot take in the chat. Let me know. Emperor's New Groove, yes or no? Please.
Absolutely.
I feel like this is going to be as hotly contested as pineapple on pizza.
One of the greatest films of all time. I am a film major, so I know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah,
so
you're legit.
I have a degree in this. So
you are a
critic. Fight me.
Right. I feel like it's just so different from a film. And yes, Jason says yes to the groove. Indeed,
I was worried
yes
he was the one. I was so worried that Jason was going to say no to it. So,
and then we were going to have to not be friends with you, Jason, quite frankly.
I was really worried, but he said yes to the groove, therefore he may stay. For now.
Yes, for now. Well, as Grace continues to apply some makeup, folks, I'm curious to introduce you to some of the new Paldean Pokemon that are going to be joining us in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. If you're just joining us, be sure to hit that like button on your way in and let me know in the comments that you've joined us, whether you're joining us live on YouTube or on Instagram. We see you up there, folks. But Paldean Pokemon, certainly interesting. The bit that they've sprinkled to us in the past couple of Pokemon Presents videos. I'm curious to see, and over on YouTube, I'm going to pop a quick chat for you with 3 of the ones here on the screen. I'm keen to see what you guys vote for of the 3 that I've selected, which ones you're most looking forward to. So, up on the top left, we have Palmy. Very interesting type Pokemon indeed. Electric mouse type variant. We always get an electric mouse type when we have Pokemon, ever since our good old original Pikachu. Then we have Cetacean, I think. The ice type Pokemon in the Pokemon Presents. We see what appears to be the gym leader of the ice region of Paldea battling with one of these. And then we have my buddy Paldean Wooper over on the right-hand side. And then down on the bottom on the left, we have Smolv, which indeed is an olive. I'm curious to see which evolution route this goes. Is it going to become olive oil? Who knows? Then we have Fido. Fido has broken the internet, very similar to the Pokemon next to it. Lechonk also broke the internet when it was first released. Good old Lechonk. But yes, let me know who you guys prefer. So good. Oh, excellent. Indeed, Lucky L is also all about Emperor's New Groove. Good choice, Lucky L. Katie says she prefers Gibble. Oh, good old Gibble, the dragon.
I love Gibble.
Gibble is cute. Gibble is cute. Katie's teasing me, though, about Gibble, Grace, because I know you dabbled in Pokemon Go, and I know some of my friends over on YouTube play Pokemon Go as well. We were in Spain, and I saw Gibble pop up as a little shadow in the bottom right-hand corner because it was quite rare to see in the wild at this point. And in Spain, I was attempting to be subtle about trying to walk a particular way to get close to this Pokestop to get a Gibble. And it wasn't so subtle because I got called out on it. But I did end up getting Gibble in the end, in case you were wondering. But now Gibbles appear everywhere, so it's not as special. But I still have my Spanish Gibble. Anyways, vote in the chat which of the 3 you're most looking forward to. Grace, I'm keen to hear from you. We got Palmy, we got Fido, we got Lechonk. Which of those 3 are you most looking forward to meeting and exploring with in the Paldea region?
The little puff pastry.
Which one?
The puff pastry.
The pug pastry. Fido?
Yeah, Fido. D-O-U-G-H. That's right.
Yes. Very similar to Why Though, but Fido.
Well, isn't there like that dog, like a famous dog, Fido? But like F-I-D-O?
Yeah, dog name is Fido, but then they spell it dough. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so like squishy. They've shown little shots of him like laying down and snoozing, and I just can't wait to see it like in the wild. I'm hoping that they still have it where different times a day they take like a little snooze and you can catch them, or they're just sleeping and adorable. And I just love to see this little like dough mix, or like it looks like there's also going to be a pretty normal city now that we're kind of back to modern times. So it looks like at the cash register of a store, there's just one like snoozing on the counter, which I love.
Yeah, it will be nice returning to civilization. If you're just joining us, Grace threw some shade at Pokemon Arceus earlier on in the stream about having to heal in a tent. I liked that sleep expedition feel, but it did feel weird going to like one of the like security guys and being like, hey, can I buy some Pokeballs? Hey, can I rest? Hey, can I do this? He was like the one man to like help you with everything you needed. I agree. It did feel a bit strange. But yes, Hakuna Matata, indeed. Bye, Jamie. Thank you so much for joining on a live stream. It was nice to interact with you live over tonight's video. And he wanted to end with Palmy. Palmy, the cute electric type mouse Pokemon, which is a lovely segue into my next question for you folks. A bit of a hot take question, because that assumes you guys have followed Shelby on Safari for a couple weeks, because I've been doing a few Paldean videos for a while. Which of the following new Pokemon have I not done a comparison video for yet? I will say, because obviously we still got plenty of time before Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet hit our Switches in November 18th. So have I made a video for Palmy? Have I made a video for Fido? Have I made a video for Lechonk? Which of those 3 have I yet to do a comparison video for? Because alas, that's what I do as a wild animal biologist and Pokemon trainer, and now a self-proclaimed Pokemon biologist. I don't know why it took me 2 years to figure that one out. But yeah, I make videos about animals and Pokemon and other things. But there we are. So what do we think, my friends? Let me know in the chat what you think. It would help if that was a quiz, but I didn't get to that point in my juggling many different roles that I'm doing. There's so many screens. I was keen to see, actually, we have a couple votes for the starters, Grace. You'll be keen to hear that Sprigagito and Quaxley were leading the poll, followed by Fuecoco. Only got 1 vote. Poor Fuecoco. And yeah, interesting to see what you folks think. Indeed, it's Grace's choice, Fido, which I have not done a Pokemon counterpart video for. I don't really know how I'll compare it to bread. Maybe I could do like a taste test of like different Fido-inspired breads. I mean, the ears do remind me of a bagel, and I love bagels. But I like plain bagels. I don't do any of that like sesame seed stuff. The only bagel that I'll get... Oh, good. Okay, so I'm not the only one.
No, don't give me an everything bagel. It's nasty.
No. Too gross. I like cinnamon sugar bagels. But yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat what you guys like on your bagels. But yeah, Fido has not graced itself on the Shelby on Safari video comparison yet. But I look forward to doing one. That is for sure. So, speaking of comparison, as Grace continues to apply some now bold color, I thought it would be fun for us to discuss some Paldean Wooper. Now, Grace, I know you're applying makeup, and I wanted to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
Paldean Whooper, would you call it pooper? Because it's brown. Because I have heard a vicious rumor that people have been calling it pooper, and that makes me sad.
That does make me sad, but it also makes me giggle. So I'll give it like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. All right. Yes, folks, here it is. Paldean Whooper, aka Pooper, apparently in some circles. And if you're joining on Instagram, apologies, I don't have a third screen to be able to show you Paldean Whooper, but I'm sure if you look it up online, you'll be able to see it.
You'll find it.
You will find it, indeed. It is like Whooper, but just brown. The gills are a little bit different for Paldean Whooper. And I thought it'd be fun for us to do a little talk. I know spoilers for those of you who haven't seen Friday's video. Last Friday night. But Paldean Whooper, I talk about Paldean Whooper because I wanted to explore how it could evolve using real life salamanders of our world and pulling from them to see possible evolutions of what a Paldean Quagsire could look like. It's very different, and I have a very limited artistic talent when it comes to creating Paldean Quagsires. But I hope you guys enjoy it because I had a lot of fun making it and exploring the world of salamanders. Now, speaking of its skills, folks, in the chat, both on Instagram and on YouTube, another trivia question because, you know, it's coming. Paldean Whooper can shoot what from its skills? Is it A, poison, B, water, or C, mud? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. And over on Instagram, you guys too, don't feel like you're left out. A, poison, B, water, or C, mud for Paldean Whooper.
That was a good trick one there.
It is a trick one. But you know, the audience can handle it. I have faith in the guys and girls on YouTube and Instagram. I think they can figure it out. I mean, it is a bit tricky if you don't know, I suppose. But I found
made that very difficult. I know the answer, but I was like, oh, I see what she did.
Hot take. And this will tell me if you guys have actually watched the video. That's why I asked you. No, you're fine. It is curious. It is curious. And it did, if it gives you a hint, it actually was inspired. I used this aspect of Paldean Whooper in one of my options for a real life animal that is like a Pokemon. Because I was like, ooh, I know an animal that does that. And it's so cool. Well, it's not from its gills. It's actually from behind its eyes that it shoots. One of the options. Ooh, some different opinions. Indeed, folks, it's actually A. Paldean Whooper can shoot poison from its gills, which I thought was quite snazzy because it is referred to as a poison type. It has a dual typing, poison type Paldean Whooper. But Grace, you mentioned it kind of earlier about the world of Pokemon and what we've got to experience with Arceus and whatnot. One of my favorite aspects of this Paldean Whooper on the website, it said that while you're exploring, you might come across animals that have been poisoned that live in areas of Paldean Whooper.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Can you tell me an example?
I mean, it's not like, it's not cool that we're seeing like poison type or poison Pokemon, but it's cool that they
cohabitate. Just like I loved seeing like in those mud pits, like different animals that would live together. And you could tell there was a lot of thought in Arceus of like who would naturally cohabitate and be near each other where there wouldn't be fighting or whatever. So I think that that's actually kind of cool to think like that Whooper, that animal probably got near it. Its defense mechanism was to spray, like similar to a skunk, was to spray this poison. And now you see kind of who was around there. So that's actually really funny. It'll be interesting to see if you catch it and then you find out if it's been poisoned or mid-battle, does it like get poisoning? And then it actually like naturally lowers its health. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I was wondering like if you could go, if you see it's poisoned, if you don't want to catch it or whatever, if you could go and like spray a potion on it to like recover it.
You're so sweet.
Or I guess you wouldn't spray a potion, you'd spray like the poison stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. But yes, I'm really excited. I don't know if you guys can see on Instagram. I don't think you can see on YouTube, but I have somebody sitting in my bookshelf. Can you see? Oh, he's run away. Maui was lurking. Maui was lurking like Batman. I thought I heard Peter, so I turned around, but then Maui was just sitting there glaring at me. I'm sorry, Maui. I didn't acknowledge your presence earlier. What a diva.
Someone did open the door earlier.
Oh, yeah, that was Tammy. Yeah, Tammy opened the door. They're all ganging up on me now. That's what happens when there's not another helper to feed them. They all gang up on the one soul left person. But yeah, Paldean Whoopers, definitely an interesting, and Grace, you mentioned my favorite aspect of Arceus is seeing how they interacted, and they alluded to that in Pokemon Snap, but that is one key aspect that I'm really looking forward to them bringing more of in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, coming later this year. So if you are just joining us, I see a few more joined us over on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Welcome. I am Shelby on Safari, a wild animal biologist and Pokemon trainer that uses my passions for both to introduce people to the world of animals, the amazing world of animals, whether they're like real life superheroes or like real life Pokemon. I am joined tonight by my delightfully fabulous, fantastic friend, Grace of Cruelty-Free Gracefully, who is my go-to source for anything makeup related, skincare related. She is the guru when it comes to that, and she can be your guru too, helping you along your journey. What's nice about Grace is she treats it like she's your friend helping you on the journey and meets you at whatever stage of the journey you are on. Whether you're starting with the poshest makeup products you can find, the high brand stuff, or on the other side, if you're dabbling in cruelty-free and learning and wanting to get into it, with products such as e.l.f. Cosmetics, with their newest collaboration drop, Game Up, which is why we thought we'd talk Pokemon while talking makeup, because it's a gaming type aspect. And Grace, I know you're putting on some bold colors. What have you been applying to your face lately?
Sure. So I started with the basic black wing using their little fine tip pen. This was in their Game Up set over on YouTube. And it's kind of like a black paint pot. You can see it's also all over my hand. That just looks kind of like that. You can dip into it. Unless you get a little more artistic, I guess. You can really finagle it. So then if you see on top, I put a line of blue. It's the same kind of formulation. This is really pretty pop of blue. I mean, you could even take this and put it like all over as a cream shadow and then set it with like a setting powder and have like a pretty like 60s, 70s mod blue shadow. I know, Shelby, you're a fan of the blue.
Yes, I do have some blue on at the moment, actually.
And then I went with this like chartreuse.
I thought I would because I have my Squirtle Squad
I was
t-shirt
hoping
on,
that was
so
your
I had to go
Squirtle
blue.
Squad. And then to add just another pop of something bright, a lot of times you highlight on the inside. I'm doing this like chartreuse yellow-green, and I might even do like a little bit of the sparkle on top of it. And then depending on how I feel, so say I might go in with this shiny blue as well and kind of put the shiny blue on top of this blue. Maybe. I just want to play. We'll see.
Yeah. Is that kind of your top tip then, as someone who is without a doubt not a makeup person? For those of you watching bit behind the scenes, I came on without my face on. Grace and I were chatting before the live stream, and I was asking for her help as I was applying on the makeup, just to set the scene as to how not into like makeup and bits and bobs I am. But how would you suggest to folks that are watching this, if they are keen on applying like bold colors, how do they do it? Do you start small and then build it up, or do you just put it on and just rock it? Like what would you suggest, especially as someone, as we see our audience is a bit more to the neutral side like you are? Is it best to start neutral and then build up?
I think the trick is to stick with as neutral of a face as possible. So you see, I didn't do a lot of blush. I didn't do a lot of contour. I kept it really simple, as plain of a face as possible. Then I went and added just the slightest natural looking blush just to put color back on my face where I'd neutralized everything. I took a really, can you still hear me? A really neutral bronzing palette contour, something really subtle, just again to add some dimension back. A little bit of brown is actually up here. I started with the black wing, which is still pretty neutral and natural for us. And that's when I then added on top was the little pop. And then I'm kind of playing with the inner eye. Would I wear this out and about? No. Is it fun for photos? Is it fun to try? Is it fun for Halloween? I have seen where people just do the black line and then do like a hot pink inner eye or a bright yellow. I see bright yellow a lot. You'll see a lot of celebrities do that. And I think that's where you kind of start. I've also done it where I just did like a pop of maybe like a shimmer blue underneath the lid. I think that's a really fun way to get like a bright color. I might go and do that. I don't know if I can rock a third color. I'm a little nervous now. But I have seen
you can do it.
Do that. I'll keep playing. I'll keep playing for sure. Because this is just to have fun.
Peter wanted to say hi.
Hello, Petykins.
Hey, it's Grace. He's been enjoying the warm weather to some extent. He's been sleeping most of the time and getting his feet nice and dirty. That's a running joke, folks. I know in Peter's e.l.f. sticker, he has that pretty posh bow tie. But I should have asked the wonderful artist to make his feet a little dirty because Peter always has dirty feet. I don't know what he gets up to, where he sleeps, but he always has dirty feet. But yes, a bit of pop of color definitely sounds more reasonable. I'm notorious where I'm like, I like that color, pop it on my eyelid. But it's always a learning experience, I think. Try it.
I think it's just fun to try it. And I always say, like, what's the worst to do is you wash it off at the end of the night. If you're really nervous about it, like a cat eye or something, do it before you wash your face, like the last hour or two before bed. If you're trying something new, a new technique, a new color, don't know if it works, you'll never know until you try. So might as well have fun with it. The whole point of makeup is to have fun. And that's what I love about e.l.f. too, because it's more inexpensive. It really forces you. I mean, you get this palette, it's something like $10-15 for all these little colors, and you don't have to use all of them at once. There's ways to continue with all your neutral tones and then just add a little pop. That's what I personally like to do.
Yes, that little pop. And I actually, I know we're talking e.l.f., but I have a well-beloved color pop. Speaking of cruelty-free color palette that I love. It's your favorite character, Grace, Elsa. I have an Elsa palette, and you can tell like what are the colors that I prefer on it. And there are some where, like you said, I've tried them, and then I washed it off because I was like, nope, too much. But yeah, I'm keen while you're putting your putting your eyes on. For those of you in the chat and in the comments, please let me know what is your favorite Pokemon region. We've had a lot to choose from the good old original Kanto to going back in time in Pokemon Legends Arceus to my beloved Alola region. Which of the Pokemon regions has been your favorite to explore? I know quite a few folks were keen on Galar, which is based loosely here on the United Kingdom, which was definitely fun to play after living in the United Kingdom for some time and getting some of the references for that. And yeah, let me know in the chat what your favorite regions were of the games. Grace, what was your favorite region, out of curiosity?
What is Galar? Is that Sword and Shield? Okay, that's the one I haven't played. That's why I was like, what is that again? What was the region in X and Y?
Kalos.
I really enjoyed that. I think that's the first time, kind of before Arceus, that we started seeing such a different style game.
Yeah.
And I was really enjoying it. Seeing a little bit more 3D. And I just loved this kind of like Paris aspect. I loved the thought of like planting berries in the fields. Even though I didn't do it, I just liked that I could do it. It was really cute. And I just have like lots of fun memories because that's when I first got my newer Game Boy at the time before the Switch, and I was so excited, and we got it on like Black Friday, and I played that all freshman year of college when I had no friends. So it brings back good memories.
I'm sure you had friends, you just had different priorities.
I was in my dorm a lot playing that game. But I'm also a big like Kanto Johto person. Like Crystal's my favorite game of all time, and having the ability to go to both lands when it opened up after the first part of the game was like my favorite thing.
Oh,
and like that ice cave. Come on. More ice caves, more ice types, but ice caves earlier on. Why is it always got to be at the end? I love my ice types, but it's always at the end.
Always. Tammy, I will be with you. Oh, Fat Cat has joined us. Fabulous. Fat Cat has blessed us with her presence, folk. Alice just said hydrate. Hydrate indeed. It is now gone. For those of you, I know you don't really care, but I have to shout out my favorite Starbucks drink and the fact that I was able to find passion fruit tea mixed with lemonade and a little dollop of raspberry or hibiscus tea lemonade at Starbucks. If it's hot where you're at, go for the hibiscus tea lemonade. You can't go wrong. Or passion tea lemonade. Both of them are delicious. Not quite as delicious as chocolate haupia pie, but delicious nonetheless. Which, by the way, stay tuned over on Instagram on Monday because I'm going to attempt to make a macadamia nut pie on Monday for my husband's triumphant return from Ireland of doing a half Ironman. I thought, what better excuse to make a wonderful Hawaiian pie than that? It's not for me at all. It's all for him.
That's totally not your favorite dessert in the face of the earth, and it's all for you.
No, it's not. No. And yes, Lucky L says his favorite region is the Kalos region as well, Grace, after watching the Pokemon cartoon series. Yeah, they did do really well in that. And actually, Lucky L, funny you mentioned the series. I've just seen, it showed up on my Facebook page that they are doing a movie, another kind of Pokemon movie where Ash goes and it's advertised as Arceus, so like I don't know if he's quite time traveling back in time, but definitely they're bringing in some of the legends Pokemon that we meet in Arceus in the anime now, which is going to be interesting to see. That is for sure. And Lucky L, let me know in the chat what you think if you've been catching up with the anime on Ash in the tournament. What your predictions are. If you've been watching, if you haven't, ignore what I've said. But
is Ash still 10 in the series?
Yeah, I don't get it. But time has passed. So one of the hot takes in this series was Professor Kukui.
Are you talking about the Ho-Oh one?
Yeah. So Kukui has a wife, and the wife was pregnant at the last bit of when you see him leave Alola, and then he comes back to Alola, and then they have the baby. And so time has passed, obviously, for her to be pregnant and then have the baby, but he's still young.
But back in the early days when he saw Ho-Oh, they say to make a wish and that he could have wished to stay young forever.
And everybody else grows old except for him.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Well, folks, as Grace's looks wind down, I'm going to reach over and grab my top 3 e.l.f. products. Oh, there we go. Actually, I'm going to grab 4 because I don't have the other one because I have it in my purse and my purse is downstairs. Sorry. So you guys are going to get cheeky 4, but there is a 5th one. And I do fully blame Grace for this. So
what did I do?
Well, because you got me started on e.l.f. because it is so accessible. And like you mentioned earlier, it's available in the UK, US, as well as in Canada. And they have a really good reward system. Actually, if you buy e.l.f. directly, I know here in the UK, we have Boots and they have a good card program and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But buy directly through e.l.f. UK, you get a lot of good rewards. And I've gotten some nifty little like travel size things, which have been useful to try new bits and bobs. So I'm going to go and order of no particularness. I'll start off with this one because you're not going to be able to see what it is because it's so well loved. It is a Jelly Pop glow stick. Now, I feel like I'm cheating with this one because look how well used it is. There's nothing left. I do have a new one, but I didn't get it out in time for the stream. But what it is, it's just like a glow stick, but it smells like watermelon, and I love watermelon. And so like when I put it on, it just smells really nice, and you'll see there's going to be a theme here between my other favorite products. But yeah, the Jelly Pop glow stick. I love it. As someone who has rubbish dark circles under her eyes, I always look for ways to brighten underneath my eyes, and I do dabble with using the glow stick, not like directly drawing on my face, but I do use it to kind of brighten it underneath. Now, speaking of brightening, my other one, Grace mentioned it earlier, is the Camo Concealer. I love the Camo Concealer. It's quite versatile in terms of all the different colors that they have, which is good because here in the UK, I can range from ghastly white pale during the winter time to somewhat of a bit of a tan in the summertime. So they have a bunch of different colors, and it's good for kind of blending and bits and bobs, and it does last for a while. I know it's dinner time. Hold down. Calm down the fort. The other concealer is this one, Grace, that I've been trying, the Flawless Concealer. No, it's not hydrating.
That
but
one. I haven't tried that one. There's the camo that's kind of like known. Sorry, my neighbors.
Yeah, because
it's me out the window.
Yeah, because it's hydrating. But this one, I've found it surprisingly good because it was in the sale, and I was like, I'll give it a try. And it's quite brightening, which is nice again for my dark circles. But I found it lasts quite well, which is nice.
That's good.
And last but not least, friends, I appreciate those of you who are not into the makeup side of things. So I appreciate you bearing with as I try to pretend to be a makeup YouTuber for a little bit.
There we go.
I've saved the best for last, and Grace is going to laugh because it's not really crumbs. It's not really makeup, but it is. I know Alice is laughing because I said chocolate haupia pie earlier. This product smells like a perfume that I used to get when I was in Hawaii, and it just takes me back to the island. And it's glow up body oil, and I did put some like on my neck and like on my arms, and because I just like the smell, but it does add a shimmer. So speaking of like glowing and crystallizing and terrestrializing, as we'll see in Paldea. There we go. I got some sparkles in here, but the smell, you dudes, the smell is legit. Like I literally put this on singularly for the smell. It doesn't really, when it says glow up, like I don't feel like it's giving me any kind of tan or color or anything. It just gives me a good solid amount of sparkle where I feel like if I go outside, I probably shine. And I want to sing the song Shiny from Moana. But
maybe you're just a shiny Pokemon.
I am a shiny Pokemon when I wear the e.l.f. glow up, and it was in the sale, and so I got another one because I was like, oh, it smells amazing. It's like, just really smelling.
But it brings a good memory back.
Yes, it does have a good memory, and I like wearing stuff that smells, that has like a memory attached to it. I also have this is really, really sad. You all know why Alola is my favorite region. But this is tiare, the flower. There's like actual tiare flower in there, but it's oil, and you put it on your skin like if it's dry, or I put it at the ends of my hair when it's dry. And I wish you guys could have smell-o-vision and smell this. Oh, it's so good. Again, one of those things I solely put on just for the smell. Anyways, Grace.
Yes.
What are your top 3 e.l.f. products? Whether they be from Game Up or in general, what have been some of the ones that you've been loving lately?
I think they make really great mascaras, especially for the price. If you don't want a $20-something tube of mascara, totally get it. I remember like back in high school and I was like, CoverGirl's like $8 for a mascara. Like I thought that was ridiculous. And now I'm like $26 for mascara. Okay. Um, I'm actually getting a new one in the mail like on Tuesday. I tried to get it for today and I couldn't get it in time. I think they make really great mascaras. Oh God. I'm trying to think. Their new Charlotte Tilbury dupe is very, very lovely. I'm interested to see how it reacts with my skin because I normally can't do e.l.f. skin products. I'd also say their little e.l.f. bites. You know what? Let me go get them because I have them right here. I'll be right back so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Fabulous. Yes, and for those of you guys just joining us, we are winding down the live stream. We talked all things Paldea with the new Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, as well as tying in a bit of e.l.f. cosmetics because e.l.f. have a Game Up collection that has dropped that has some nice bold colors, some nice gaming elements to their design of it, and we thought what better way to combine it with our favorite game franchise of Pokemon. So we've made it work. So what do you have there for us, Grace?
All right, so I have their new Halo Glow liquid filter. This is supposed to go with the Hollywood Flawless filter, the Charlotte Tilbury one that's $40 or $50 something, and this one's like $15. It's actually got a glass bottle, a really nice doe foot. You kind of put this on before your foundation, and it just gives you like that really pretty glow, but you can also then go back on, and if you wanted it, it's like a really subtle highlight. You can go back on over if that's something that you want for just a little bit more glow. I'm doing it really fast and sloppy. Ooh. But then you can kind of see that it adds a little bit of a shimmer without being sparkly. It kind of works as a primer that way too. And then I'd say my third favorite are these little, the bite-sized shadows. The formulation is really good. I think it's $5 for one of these, and they're just really solid palettes that last all day long. I think it's great for beginners. Again, it's another one where for $5, you can kind of just play and get a set of colors that you normally wouldn't. And I like that they kind of, like, for me with my brown eyes and more warm tone, I think this is great where you can go this base color, this is your crease, this maybe on the outer corner, and then if you want that little pop of blue like underneath, that's where it's really fun to do something like that.
Yes, so, especially if you guys are a bit cautious, as we saw in the chat with using more neutral colors rather than bold colors. That's nice that they offer that bit of variety. And so I'm just going to put, even though you already told us your top 3 e.l.f. products, that picture again, because Grace, if you guys don't follow her on Cruelty Free Gracefully, she does not only amazing work highlighting some incredible products and brands that are out there that are cruelty free. And she has a lot of great videos on YouTube actually explaining the cruelty free aspect of parent companies and that whole can of worms. But what's great is she makes it accessible forever how deep into cruelty free you want to get. She is there to support you, but equally so about raising awareness about lupus. So please, please, please go check her channel out or over on Instagram and TikTok as well. So, Grace, what with your final kind of looks, could you talk us through what you did with your eye for those who may have kind of joined mid-partay? Absolutely.
So, you know, you look at something like this, it's really daunting. So I was like, I need to find a way to kind of make this digestible. So I did a basic black wing liner with their kind of pot, kind of the original way that we did wing liners. I also used their brush set. So they came with this cute little brush like this, and went with this really pretty blue color. And I just put it right on top of that black, just didn't go all the way in the inner corner, just kind of let it naturally go out and extend a little bit above. I put a neutral brown in the crease just to put something on the lid. And then I went in for another pump in the inner corner with this color.
Ooh,
and it's
bold
hard
choice.
To see. It's hard to see on camera, but I did put just a little bit of this sparkle. It didn't come up as well as I thought it would, but like we saw, I've been wearing this for a while on my arm. You can see it still there. It's pretty subtle. I call it more of a metallic than I would a sparkle shadow. It's definitely more metallic because it's not like a silver sparkle in the green. It's a green sparkle on the green. So it's giving it a bit of a different look. And usually when you want these metallics to show up, a brush probably isn't the best application. It's better to go in with something like your ring finger and just like
dab it
in there, and you'll get a little bit more of a color. See, you already see that just went on a lot more.
Yeah, much rather than a brush. I'm lazy. I don't really use brushes, as you saw earlier. I prefer. Oh, I like that bit of pop in the corner of the eye. That's
so
nice.
Then it just kind of brings the light there and just whoop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, excellent. And nice to see you, Games and Brushes. Thank you for joining us. Quite apt name for what we're doing tonight. Perfect timing with that one. It is indeed, we discussed e.l.f. Game Up collection, as Grace showed us some cool ways to style, especially if you're more used to the more neutral colors and not really sure on how to bring in some bold color. Grace gives us a nice way to ease into that, quite really, which is fabulous. And also some tips about applying it, maybe even under your eyes, just a little bit of a highlighter, aspects like that. Along the way, we discussed the Paldea region of Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet coming to us later this year on October 18th. We are so excited. Both of us are fans of the Pokemon franchise and avid players of the games. Currently, we are both trying to complete, Grace is doing a lot better at it than I am, the Pokedex of Arceus still, but we're on the journey. The journey starts today, and we are continuing it ever so much. Grace, where can people find you? What are you up to next? Do you have another Leaping Bunny aspect coming up?
Yes, so you can find me at CrueltyFreeGracefully pretty much everywhere. I haven't been as present on YouTube lately, just due to health, moving my whole studio around. My husband works from home now, so that's kind of messed up my filming. I do tend to hope to get back to it, but now that I have a job working for Leaping Bunny, which is some of my latest news, I'll be taking over their social media. You'll see me starting next week. I literally make like full charts and schedules for everything while trying to also do mine. I'll be working more with brands. I've been getting a lot of emails from brands, them asking to send me things. I'll be doing more sponsorships, stuff like that. So all that's in the works. I've also just been like redoing my bathroom while going to and like trying to organize everything before all this, because there's gonna be some more products coming in. I'm trying to go to doctor's appointments and just the basics of life, trying to get laundry done. So yeah, that's kind of just been what's going on for me, but I'll definitely be a lot more active, I think, on things like Reels and on TikTok, both on Leaping Bunny's page and on my own personal page. They'll each be a little bit different. There are plenty of overlap, but there's definitely some different material there, so I'm excited.
But don't undersell your YouTube channel, folks. Like I mentioned, Grace has some evergreen content. If you're a content creator yourself, she has some evergreen content about the journey. So definitely give it a shout. And then, like she mentioned, over on Instagram as well as TikTok to stay up to date with some of the newest things coming, whether you're following her as well as Leaping Bunny or just her. You're going to have plenty of exciting content coming your way, including the best kind of content is when she brings in Pearl, maybe even Pippa sometimes as well. You gotta sprinkle in some Pippa in there.
Yeah, absolutely. She wouldn't let me have it any other way. She gets very jealous when I'm petting the bunny. She'll come over and she'll try to distract. But Shelby, quick question here, and I'm only saying this at the end because less people are here and I'm a little ashamed. Let's play a little over or under of how many hours you think I've spent in Legends of Arceus. Now, keep in mind that I have been disabled for a while, especially when I got this game, so I did pack on the hours. I'm also very notorious for leaving my game open and setting it down and forgetting I was playing it, and it's just like running in the background. Yep. So keep that in mind as well when you consider these hours. Now, to give you a range, I did say in X and Y, I spent, last I remember, I think the number was 264 hours. And I'm definitely above that in this game.
All right. And chat, feel free, Games and Brushes. You love Arceus as well. Chat, let us know what you think as well before I give my final guess. I'm thinking I'm thinking
Like doctor's
hard, 'cause
offices,
I know
I play it. When I'm getting infusions, I'll play it. You know, so
Yeah.
that's 3 hours right there. So
Yeah, and I know you've done quite well with your Pokedex, apart from one particular pesky legendary Pokemon.
I
Who may
gave
or
up.
may
I
not be
gave up on him. I'm just
the
done.
title
He makes me
of the
do
game.
it. I'm a thrower,
Ah.
so I will throw the console across the room when I'm angry. So it's just not.
Ooh,
worth
and those things
losing
are
the whole
pricey,
game.
girl. Ain't no throwing the
No,
Switch.
I'll stay at 239 Pokemon.
Okay, I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna go with 540.
Oh no, under.
Under, okay.
Way under. Not that bad.
394.
You're very warm, but under.
402?
No, under.
Oh, under.
You said 390 something, so it's under. I gotta go, but I'll try to pop back later. Bye, Games and Brushes.
Bye. 370.
So close, but just a little bit under.
368?
Yeah, right around there. Right around there. Yeah, it's bad. I looked at it the other day and I was like, oh my God.
Okay, but you say that, and to be fair, like you've said, you know, you do it while you're getting the infusions, and you do leave it on, which I feel like many of us do, you know, leave it on, and it does count that runtime. But I would say of all the Pokemon games, this one feels like it does require that amount of time.
I always spend a ridiculous, like people who do speed runs, I don't get it. Like I want to see and do everything. I like to like max out my Pokemon. I have almost every alpha. I just have a couple like the Zorwaba and Riolu. I haven't found him as an alpha yet. I think those are like my only two that I don't have as alphas. And then just working on my shiny. I don't have any. I have one shiny alpha in its stupid, not Shellos, his evolution. The thing. It's so loud and annoying. I hate him.
Oh God, what is it? Shellos
Gastrodon.
Gastrodon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, really? But I forgot we were talking about this earlier. So my dumb self, and this is where it's bad once you get used to like just flying everywhere. But you know, there's a portion like, okay, I obviously am supposed to go up there at some point, but I can't yet. So this was when we were in Mirelands before you have Sneasler and before you have Braviary. Immediately to the left of the tents when you at the very first tent. Okay?
Yeah.
You know, there's that area in the gameplay where there's the little fire pit and you meet some of the sisters there.
Yes.
Well, there's another ledge. If you're facing the fire pit up to the left-hand side, it's all the way to the top left of the map, where there is an alpha Raichu.
Oh.
I had no idea alpha Raichu was there until like 2 days ago.
Oh my gosh, you've just told me now. I'm going to go play when we get done here.
You didn't know it either? So I'm not completely dumb. So I just thought that was interesting because you don't go to it. So you always forget that it's there and you are like, oh, I've already been there because you think of the little fire pit and because it's such an important cutscene. And just the other day, but if you look in your Alpha Dex or in your Pokedex, you see that you're supposed to catch a certain amount of Alpha Raichu, like at least 3. And I'm like, well, this was before they had this written there, before there was the large raid. So how could they possibly expect us to see and defeat 3 Raichus? One thing if they said catch 3 Pikachu, I was like, okay, there's some Pichus around. I can evolve it, but maybe like 1. So yeah, and you also have to like defeat like 10 with a ground type move. So I was like,
yep.
How are we going to do that? That's how. He's right there.
That's so good to know, because yeah, you mentioned the mass spawns. That's how I just got my Alpha Raichu like last week. It was in a spawn, and I was like, oh my God, there it is. Yes, I'm coming.
The cats are demanding. Hi, Cole.
They're demanding. Did you want to come and say bye? No. Okay, that's fine. They don't want to say bye. But yeah, no, that's really good to know, actually. Thank you, Grace.
Okay, so I'm not completely crazy. I thought you were going to laugh so hard at me, and I just found it. I mean, my mind was blown. It's like I paid 360 hours of this game, and I just found these there. And I also just realized that in my missions that I have to get something like 15 of the apoms out of a tree, and there's only one tree in the entire game that he comes out of.
You're gonna have to keep going to that tree.
I mean, luckily it's right. It's happens to be one of the areas I go to the most in the game because it's in the Cobalt Islands right before you go to find the little Togepi chilling over there. There's a tree with some Mothams and some little apoms there. So I'm always there constantly.
I wonder why. Togepi's her favorite, in case you're
gotta
wondering.
check on my little buddies, and I don't want to go fly over to the Treasure Coast or whatever all the time for the other one that's there. So I just always go over there because sometimes you get lucky and there's two.
Did you, quick question, because I feel like you'll know the answer to us if it is right. With the Togepi Pokedex, do you have to defeat like 10 Togepi? Was that part of it?
I think I did at one point, and it crushed my heart.
See, I haven't finished the Vulpix entry solely because every time I see a Vulpix, I'm like, nope, gotta catch it. Nope, gotta catch it. There's no way I'm gonna defeat it. So, yeah.
I hate defeating it. But I was like, if this is what gets me a shiny Togepi, and I did get a shiny Togepi, so it was worth it. It was worth it.
Oh,
so yeah,
man.
And he looks barely any different.
Yeah, it's just the red and the blue have like swapped, isn't it?
Yeah, they swap, and then it's like yellow, and it goes to like a little bit more of a peach color. But once it turns into Togekiss, just the red and the blue are switched. That's it.
No, they could have stepped it up a notch with that one. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining, both on Instagram as well as on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Be sure to check out Cruelty-Free Gracefully on Instagram, TikTok, you name it. She is there, as well as a website too, which is quite helpful and useful if you're getting started on your cruelty-free journey. Be sure to like this video on your way out if you haven't already, and keep up to date with all things Pokemon and pulp culture by following me, Shelby on Safari, here on YouTube. Be sure, if you haven't already seen last week's video, and by last week I mean last night's video, on Paldean Blooper and what 3 ways I think it could evolve into Paldean Quagsire based on real-life animals that are like Pokemon of our world. Salamanders. They are so cool, and quite a couple of misnomers about, or misunderstandings about them, I should say. So be sure to check that video out. But Grace, thank you so much for joining me and showing us a nice entryway into the e.l.f. Cosmetics Game Up collection.
Yeah, of course. Whenever we can mix video games and makeup, I'm here.
We make it work. We make it work.
We found a way to make our niches work, so that's all that matters to me.
Yes, it doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's brilliant to be able to talk with my friends about Pokemon makeup that's cruelty-free and quite fun to use as well. So be sure to check out e.l.f. Cosmetics for the Game Up, as well as the Pokemon website to get your copy of Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. If you haven't already pre-booked it, I know I certainly have. I'm looking forward to it. But with that, folks, thank you so much. Thank you, Lucky L, and all of you on YouTube and Instagram. Have a good night, good day, wherever you're at, and we will see you later.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.